Hello everyone. So today I'll be making a video of how I do my cactus soil mix. This video was requested by a subscriber. They left me a comment and I told her I would make her video. And it's pretty simple the way I do my cactus soil. Nothing hard. So I have obviously my soil and have some perlite for better drainage. I sometimes use biochar. This is charcoal right now. I do recommend you activate your charcoal. So I do have obviously chickens and have rabbits, so I do my own biochar in my backyard. But this is pretty much just charcoal that I bought from the stores. It's larger pieces. I end up breaking them to smaller pieces. There's videos of how to do your own biochar. I started adding the biochar to my cactus and they seem that they like it. I mean, you can see some of them have them on top, the little charcoal. I'm not gonna go too much into detail into this. I'm still experimenting with it, and then once I get more knowledge of it, then I'll get into it a little bit more. But yeah, you do use all of my resource that I have here, with my chicken manure or even my rabbit manure and all that, to activate this biochar. And then I have some gravel, all-purpose gravel. It's a small, medium-sized gravel. I used to add sand, but I noticed that the sand was kind of instead of helping the drainage, it was actually retaining the water. So then that's why I kind of went more for this larger gravel instead of using sand. If I had perlite, if I had pumice, I'll use pumice to be a lot better. But I kind of like using the gravel because these cactus, they tend to grow pretty big and then they'll get top heavy. And with the gravel, it just gives it just more weight on the bottom for they won't tip over. So with my soil, I kind of like to do maybe around 40% of soil. So if I'm gonna fill this up to the top, then half will be around here. I want at least like around here, this much of soil. So I'm gonna put that right now. Oh, and then I do make more holes on the bottom of my pots for better drainage. And this soil, I have it in my backyard. I use obviously the chickens and all that to with their manure and all that, so should have some nutrients. Oh. So that seems around 40% right there. Yeah, so that's around 40%. And then I'll add some gravel. And gravel, I'm probably gonna put like around 10% of gravel. I don't want too much gravel. or maybe like around 5%, just a little bit of gravel, not too much. So now I'm gonna add the charcoal. And that I want at least around 20%. I mean, I'm just guessing it right here, you know, pretty much. It don't have to be exactly perfect. And the other 20% of perlite, which I'm almost done. Alright, that's good enough. Obviously I'm not gonna go all the way to the top. So now I'm just gonna have to just mix everything up now. So pretty much I did 40 soil, and then 20 perlite, 20 charcoal, and then around 10-ish of gravel. So now I just have to mix all this up. And then even the charcoal, I kind of like to have some pieces like this, pretty, you know, smaller, well, medium-sized pieces like this. I used to buy some biochar that used to come in a small bag like this, and it was really fine charcoal, and I actually didn't like it. I feel it's a little bit better if they're just little bigger pieces in there, have a better airflow. Okay, so I just finished mixing it all up. Here's the result. So you can see the perlite, you can see the charcoal, some of the gravel. And that's pretty much how I do my soil. Now, when doing your soil, I mean, you don't have to be exact, do the exact measurements. There's some cactus that are going to require a little bit more like perlites or a little bit more soil. This soil is the one I like to use for my Stenocereus canadensis, for example. It seems pretty good. Now for like my Stenocereus derbii or some Stenocereus alamonaceae that I have, I actually had to add, like, I guess those kind of suck up a little bit more water, so I had to add add a little bit more perlite or more just more gravel to it, and a little bit less dirt to it, for it won't retain too much water. But for my Stenocereus canadensis, this seems pretty good. Now, of course, you always have to see the location of where you live at. You know, I live in Southern California, and so we don't get too much rain. If I was to live in an area where we get a lot more rain, then I'll add a little bit less soil and had more more, more perlite or more gravel to it, just to have a better drainage to it. But that's pretty much it for this video. Right now I actually don't have any plants to repot, so I've just made this video just for the request. So I just made the dirt for the request of this video. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you guys have any questions, just leave me a comment, and if you guys want me to make some other videos, I'll happily do so. Thank you.